It is 9:16. Welcome back. Now, financial experts say the average amount of student debt that today's college graduates are taking with them into the workforce, $30,000. And North Dakota, surprisingly in some ways, is one of the top states in the nation when it comes to graduates with student loan debt.
What's up with that anyway?
We'll have to find out.
And then you throw in the fact that high school age kids are now getting offers for credit cards more than ever before. Parents, you need to have your kids be more money savvy than ever before. That note, we brought in David Wald from Securian Financial Advisors of North Dakota right here this morning to give us some advice. Good morning. Welcome back, David.
Thank you.
This is kind of amazing here, where even high school students are getting credit card offers now. We've got, I mean, we just aired an ad that, points out that North Dakota is one of the highest states in the nation when it comes to that.
That's the surprising
Student debt.
Well, because when you look at student loan, the student loan process, and obtaining credit in our society today, it's easy. I mean, it's basically, if you want a credit card, you sign your name. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
Student loans, again, you sign a few forms, away you go.
This is something that I wasn't taught in school. I was thinking back when I was putting notes together for today's show. My mom and dad never taught me how to manage my money. And when I got to high school, it was how to balance a checkbook. So I think, and I don't know about you, what was your experience?
You know, I got a really small allowance,
Yeah.
and I had to save part of that. That was kind of the lesson, is I had to save part of that allowance, and I had to give part of it to the church.
See, I didn't even get that.
So I would say that my parents did attempt to teach us about money, and I don't really think that I ever went through a spendthrift sort of phase, but I did when I was in college. I took out a loan that I really didn't need because I could, and I think that a lot of kids get into that where, they, instead of working and maybe paying some of those extra bills, they think, well, I'll just get a loan, and it can get out of control because you don't have to worry about it till so much later. Correct. It seems so far down the road.
Yeah, we see that a lot. I remember when I went to college, because my parents and I didn't talk about money either. My senior year of college, I took out the maximum I could take out, even though I didn't know that, I didn't need that much. Well, spring break was in Mazatlan that year.
Mm-hmm. See, same
I went to spring break.
Right.
Mom, you don't know that.
Right.
Okay, all right.
You find out, it just seems like free money when you're 4 years out or 5 years out.
Because you're not thinking long term. You're very short-sighted.
You are short-sighted, and again, a lot of times, like in my family, we didn't discuss those matters. So the whole time you've got your student loans, guess what? The interest is building, and then you have 6 months after you graduate college, so you have to start paying it back. That's really when it becomes real. Not till that time. So let's say you're in college for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. It's not real till you're done with school.
And the thing that you can't look forward, in 5 years from now, you might be married, you might be trying to start a family, and now you want to buy a house, and you can't because you've got $30,000, $40,000 in loans.
And we've talked about this a couple of times, David, on the show. When you start dating and you find that person you think you want to marry, and then you might want to whip out that form that says, how much debt do you have bringing into this marriage? But my question is, why don't we as moms and dads talk to our kids about this? Why aren't we teaching them?
First of all, we
money?
don't take the time. We don't take the time to do it. A lot of times, parents are busy. They, mom and dad work. They've had busy lives. They don't take the time to talk about it. We try in our house to talk about money quite often, just because I want my children to understand how to handle money. Don't make the same mistakes I did. So when we deal with things like credit cards, on your credit card statement, it will show you, there was a law that was passed now, they have to actually disclose, if you pay the minimum balance on this card, at this interest rate, this is what you will pay, and this is how long it'll take you to pay it off.
Right.
Just that little tidbit right there to show your children going, don't get into the habit of racking up a big credit card bill and only being able to make the minimum payment.
Okay.
Right.
Well, when we come back, we'll talk about some specific things that parents can do to help teach their children about money. We'll be back.